What's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC, taking a look at the QSP Ripley, which will be dropping in the next couple of days here. I got mine through the Going Gear EDC Club subscription. They sent this out to the standard members in this month's box about a week prior to the actual release. So that was kind of a cool perk that we haven't seen before. Would definitely love to see them continue to do things like that, but this will be available to everyone on August 1st for $75. So relatively affordable model as well, designed by Keanu Alfaro. This is my first of his designs. Hopefully it won't be my last. I've really enjoyed it so far. Knew I wanted to get a video out prior to the release of the knife, and so I've been carrying this one daily since I got it. Also spent a good 30 to 45 minutes breaking down boxes and then stripping those boxes into thin strips of cardboard just to get a feel for this knife, and really enjoyed cutting with it. The ergos on it are excellent and it performed really well, so enjoyed it quite a bit. Felt great in hand, no hot spots whatsoever. And then visually, I think it's a cool looking knife. So he did a great job on this design. It's G10, but he had these tearaway marks or rip marks on the handle, and those aren't just a different color G10, but they're actually crevices in the G10 itself, and this is layered G10, so we have OD green on the top with the net layer of black underneath showing through, and it creates a nice contrast on there. Definitely separates it from your plain Jane G10 handles, makes it look a little bit more distinct, which I appreciate because plain G10 can get pretty boring. We see it so often, especially on these budget knives, so do appreciate that aspect of it. Available in a bunch of different colors though, not just this OD green, including an all black version, which visually those cutaways don't stand out as much, but they are still present there. You just don't see them as much. And one thing I was worried about in the unboxing is, since those are actually crevices in the G10, you can kind of feel them as you run your fingers past them. Would it create a hot spot? And so when you grab onto that, it definitely locks whatever fingers land on those cutaways into place from sliding forward or backwards, but I really didn't notice them at all while I was cutting, so really happy about that. Again, the ergos on this were excellent. That pocket clip disappears right behind your knuckles, and there were no hot spots in that whole 30 to 45 minutes or so I was cutting through cardboard. So great ergos here. We have the Glyde lock, which is QSP's version of the crossbar lock, and that works great. I've used their crossbar style lock before, but this one is especially satisfying for some reason. It is on ceramic ball bearings. You can see just how snappy that is. Really snappy and smooth, and great acoustics on it too. So really enjoying this one. It's a fun one to fidget with. It's a larger knife as well. I don't think I mentioned the length, but 8 inches overall, which is a little bit larger than what I typically EDC, but feels great, carries really easily, weighs about 3.6 ounces, so not ultra heavy for its size. We get 4.5 inches in the handle, so really generous handle space, easily able to get all 4 fingers on there. And again, great ergos, as I've already mentioned. Also some jimping on that G10 on either side that locks you into that grip very nicely. We do have some jimping on the spine of the blade as well, and it's a micro style of jimping, and one of my pet peeves is micro jimping that is just there to say they have jimping and doesn't really lock your finger into place. But this one's just wide enough where it keeps you from sliding around. It does add a bit of grippiness, not ultra aggressive, but does grip onto your thumb without being uncomfortable. So like the jimping on here. We have a 3.5 inch drop point style blade, 14C28N on the steel, and so maybe a little bit pricey for 14C28N. A lot of times you'll see that in the $40 to $50 range, so $75 is a little bit on the pricey side, but not egregiously so. I don't mind seeing that here, but some people may. But again, 3.5 inch blade, you can see small sharpening choil on there. You get great use of that drop point style blade, full flat grind, nice belly on it. Thumb stud is completely out of that cutting path. I never ran into the cardboard and got caught up on that thumb stud while I was cutting with it, and so that's really nice. Also a little bit thinner than maybe you would expect on such a large knife, so I actually like that aspect of it. Keeps it nice and slicey, and performed really well while I was cutting with it. Again, that Glyde lock works really well, really satisfying acoustics, and it is on ceramic ball bearing, so extremely smooth as well. It's also an ultra ambidextrous friendly knife, so great for lefties or righties. Has the thumb stud deployment with thumb studs, of course, on either side. The crossbar style lock is always an ambidextrous friendly lock, and so that works really well. And of course, our pocket clip is ultra deep carry and reversible. It does have a plug as well, which is a nice touch on a $75 knife. Definitely appreciate getting that plug at that price point, but the pocket clip is reversible as well. We have a lanyard hole, so great for lefties or righties. And also that pocket clip works really well, slides into the pocket easily. Stainless steel pocket clip, relatively pliable, so you can slide it into your pocket, no problem sliding over thicker materials. Does have a little bit of give to it and works pretty well so far, so have had no issues with that. And all black hardware on this one. The blade is available in either this black coated version or a satin finish, and so I think every color option you can choose between the black or the satin finish. And I didn't look, but I would imagine the hardware is also satin if you go with the satin blade. QSP on the pivot, tooled only on the backside of this knife. We have the logo on the front side, but overall decent looking knife. I think it's a cool looking knife. They did what they could with G10, which isn't the most exciting of materials. Feels great in the hand. I've really enjoyed this one over the last couple of days. May revisit it in the future if anything changes. May not either if it's basically the same thing after carrying it more extensively. No point in doing an update video, but if there is anything that comes up, I'll definitely do an update on it. Would love to hear your thoughts on this one down in the comments below if this is something you might pick up. Don't remember if I mentioned it, but I would love to see a yellow and black version, like a Wolverine version, because that kind of looks like what his claws would do if it went through G10. I think he has 4 claws, but either way, you get the effect, a yellow and black non-licensed version where they don't actually explicitly say Wolverine. Would be kind of cool. But again, let me know what you think in the comments below if you plan on picking this one up. As usual, if you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, subscribing, or joining the channel as a member. They all help the channel out a ton, and I hope you have a great one. Take care.